Welcome to the second level of Stonekeep. This one's going to be quite a bit longer than the first one. But first, a strange encounter.
Greetings. I am the Great Wahuka. Or, if you prefer, Wahuka the Great.
Uh-huh.
Come closer. Closer. I will not bite you.
Guess I'll just risk it.
Greetings. I am the king of all goblins and fairies. You shall pay homage to me.
Hello, Wahuka. I've never seen anything like you before. What are you?
Fool. I am Wahuka the Great. Watch and learn. Pay attention to me.
How'd you do that?
Bah, you know nothing, but I can teach you. Return here with a precious offering, and I will share some of my infinite knowledge with you.
Okay, goodbye. Yeah, so that's Wahuka. We'll be seeing quite a lot more of him. But first, let's check out this room. I don't like that sound. Yeah, it's a snake. Snakes are particularly unpleasant enemies because they have the habit of sometimes poisoning you. Poison does a bit of lingering damage even after you've defeated them. It's not that much, but you have to be careful. If your health is particularly low, it can get very nasty. And here on the ground I find a dart, which is a slightly inferior version of the arrows. I'll mostly be sticking to my arrows, at least. At the end of this winding corridor, a slime appears. Slimes are tricky enemies to fight because once they get up close, as you can see, they're very hard to target. Only when they rear up to slap you do you really get a chance to hurt them. Crushing weapons like the one I'm holding in my hands right now aren't actually that useful against slimes. They take more damage from piercing weapons or fire-based attacks. Oh, and here I find a gem, which I'm sure Wahuka will appreciate. Another gem? I'd better make sure I have a stash of them before I return to Wahuka. Moving on. Yes, and I hear the hissing of more snakes. Let's put these arrows to use. Oh dear, this is not good. Yeah, I've just been poisoned and I'm nearly dead. Better hurry up. Right now I don't have anything to deal with this poison, but it only does a little bit of extra damage, so I'll just sick it out. A pair of snakes like this makes for very serious enemies. Which is why it's usually smarter to deal with them from afar with some arrows. Snakes are hurt pretty bad by piercing weapons. But looks like they're hurt pretty bad by any weapon, really. Just top myself off a bit before I proceed. Didn't drop any arrows there. And in the wall here is a pipe, a snake pipe. Now if I disturb the dirt in front of it, a pair of snakes will crawl out. I take care of them because I'm not quite sure at this point if maybe there's something lying in the pile of dirt. But there isn't, so time to escape this room. Oh, I gained extra points for axe and hammer, apparently. Nice. Here's a locked room, and I haven't found any keys on this level yet, of course, so I won't be able to open it just yet. Let's just move on. Up ahead in this fork in the road, there's a bunch of Shargas standing guard. The Shargas on this level are considerably stronger than the ones I encountered on the first one. These are more along the lines of Gurthik and Shax, the bosses of level 1, really. Though they do still take quite a bit of damage from arrows. As you can see, it really makes it a little bit too easy. Let's see what's in the corner they were guarding.
Sewer access.
Sewers, yeah. Stonekeep has a sewer level, and I'm gonna have to go into it. But not until I find the right key. Let's take care of the Sharga standing guard in the other passage. As you'll have noticed, some of the enemies in Stonekeep are sprites made from 3D animations, but a lot of them are also portrayed by actors in costume like the Shargas and Wahuka. The team working on Stonekeep at first tried to do the green screening for the enemies themselves, only they kinda screwed up. Instead of doing it in an actual studio with controlled lighting, they simply started filming outside in the sunlight. And if you have any idea how green screening works, you'll know that you need constant lighting in order to be able to easily remove the background later. So they couldn't use that footage, had to scrap a lot of work, and ended up having a professional studio do it all over again. It's things like that that kind of make you realize why the project took so long and why it cost so much money, apparently. Well, took care of that ambush of Shargas. And I just find a couple more darts here. Nothing too shocking. Let us press on then. This long winding room seems at first to be entirely empty, until you get to the end and turn around. Nothing happens yet, but when I step onto this tile, an ambush of Shargas appears. Let's try and take care of them quick. And no luck there. I'm pretty sure that these Shargas are one of the few instances in Stonekeep where a bunch of enemies are spawned out of thin air. Usually they'd be in a secret room or something. And there is one thing of interest in this room, another gem hidden behind this brick. I'll need about 6 gems in order to deal with Wahuka later. So let's just keep looking for those. Oh, and yet another ambush of Shargas. Plenty of those guys on this level. God bless arrows. It may seem a little like cheating, me using these arrows all the time, but I can assure you that from test runs I know that if I'd be using my weapons against them the whole time, this update would be much longer, and about half of it would be spent listening to Drake's gross eating noises. Oh dear, more snakes. I want to preserve my oil bottles for now. It's arrows for you guys. And sorting through the hay here, which hides another gem, causes the snake pipe in the wall to start spewing out snakes. No point in me staying, so let's get the hell out of here. And we have a series of rooms which are all locked down, except for the last one, which has a slime in it. See if we can take care of it without actually stepping into the room. Well, that scared him into cowering into the back of the room. Come on, throw it. Don't put it down, throw it. Yeah, there we go. And he drops a key, an ivory key. That'll let me unlock quite a few doors on this level. And in this sack of grain, yet another gem. I've started quite a collection of those now. Alright, let's unlock the next room. Hear that peculiar sound? Let's see what's making it.
Greetings, human. I am Farley, Malistone of the Chakra clan.
Well met, Farley. I am Drake. How were you locked in this room?
I was exploring these ruins against the wishes of my elders, looking for my brother, Damber, and his party. Lost a season ago. Have you seen him?
Alas, I have not.
I will find him. During my search, I was looking in this room when I was hit from behind. Before I could recover, the door was locked. I heard Throgish voices in the distance.
Froggish?
Throgs are underground dwellers of a dark nature, along with their brethren, the Shargus, mortal enemies of my clan. I have split many a Throg's skull with my axe. It is their way to hit a noble warrior from behind.
If they are around, we should journey together for safety.
Aye, that is wise. You have saved my life. As my people say, I have debt to pay, and paid it shall be. Take this sword. It is of good dwarven steel, and will serve you with honor.
Sweet. Behold Farley Malistone, our first companion. He's gonna be a big help. Companions can use a few specific weapon types. In Farley's case, he's best with a hammer, but he can also use an axe and hold a shield. He can't, for instance, use a sword or a dagger. I won't have to perform his attacks for him like in some other RPGs. He will simply attack when there's an enemy on the screen. Other than that, his greatest advantage is absorbing damage, which would otherwise strike Drake. I'm gonna give him a hammer, since he's better at using that than his axe. And I'm gonna give him this metal shield to protect both of us. I'm also gonna steal his chainmail armor because, well, it's better than Drake's leather armor. And it's much more important that Drake stays alive than that Farley does. The thing about companions is they cannot actually die. Once their health reaches 0, they fall unconscious, and apparently you just drag their unconscious body along with you. At any time you can simply feed them a healing item and they will stand right up again. The dwarven sword that he gave me is actually quite an excellent weapon, so I'm gonna use that for a while. Whoops, there were some slimes hiding in these barrels. Notice Farley's hammer coming in from the side. I find another throwing axe in the rubble here. While companions provide some support in battle, they are not actually that great at hitting enemies, usually. In Farley's case, it might be because he's quite short, but a lot of his blows will not actually connect, and the enemy really has to be on his side of the screen for him to be able to hit them. Well, now that I have this ivory key, I'm gonna head back to the locked door I found.
Lo, there is something wrong with the north wall. It is not made from the earth.
Well, that's interesting. Farley has another talent, and that is spotting illusionary walls which you can step through. It's not that you need him to show you where those walls are. I could have stepped through them by myself if I wanted to. But he'll point them out. In any case, I have something I want to do first. side we find a lone Sharga, who rather suspiciously retreats when we move further into the room. Yes, it's yet another brilliant Sharga ambush. Such a neat trick deserves an arrow. This one can take more than one apparently. But no more than that. Alright. I'd better heal up a bit because I'm not in the best condition. And we'll see how Farley does against Shargas. Oh, that's a clear miss. Yeah, these darts are not really too great. And now that this Sharga moves into the center, Farley's barely able to hit him, so at least he got to soften him up a little bit. Well, let's see what's in this interesting chest over here. A chainmail shirt, nice. I can give that to Farley and upgrade his armor back. Now I'm gonna still give that illusionary wall that Farley pointed out a pass, because the ivory key also unlocks the door that leads into the sewers. And as much as I hate going in there, I'm gonna do it, because there's something I'm gonna need from down there. Oh, hold your nose.